Faded, of course you're the first one in chat. Can't wait to see more of Thomas.
These puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
Welcome to Greenwood. I'm the sheriff, George Woodman. Call me George.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach? My coffee warned me about it.
That faded though. A wild meme appears.
The lumber mill is pretty far from here. If that's where she was killed, why would the killer go to all the trouble of carrying her all the way here?
I don't know yet. My profiling instincts tell me one thing is for sure, though. The unsub's personality is totally different before and after the crime. The unsub killed her in a brutal, horrifying way, and then displays powerful adoration after she's dead. Something close to love. That could well be the key to all this. I will say this, though, George. Profiling is a risky business. Of course, if the unsub planted those stiletto footprints himself, well then, everything I've just said falls apart. But there's no evidence that he left those stiletto footprints. I'm sure we have Miss Stiletto Heels to thank for those tracks. All I can do is deduce the unsub's feelings in light of the evidence, and carefully figure the unsub's M.O., modus operandi, his way of thinking. It usually unveils something that a normal forensic analysis may overlook. That's my way of profiling. It's not for everyone, but it works for me.
The music is now strangely soothing. That was quick. Not there. No, wait, that's a road.
When I first joined the force, this lumber mill was still in full swing.
It closed up right when I first moved here.
And now it's totally abandoned.
I presume so. I've never really been inside, so I don't know for sure, but it sure is run down.
Deserted buildings are perfect for criminal hideouts and activities. I keep telling Harry to have the place torn down.
Probably it would have been for that. After all, it's already been used as the site of Anna's murder.
We don't know that for sure yet, Agent Morgan.
That's right, from your point of view. But the perpetrator selected the lumber.
Agent York, you seem very confident about this.
Confident? You know, confidence is a sweet spot between being rude and hopeless. I'm just drawing natural conclusions from the facts that we've seen.
That sounds exactly like being full of confidence, at least to me. And to normal people with common sense.
Common sense can be...
Is there a way to change the controls for the driver? Very sensitive. Judge me, you haven't played the game, you don't understand. Oh, can I get this in the car? I feel like I'm taking What do you mean? Taking me playing this game for granted. Wait, can I not get out of the car? Oh, this looks like a hard game. It's the controls, most of all, if you can't tell already. I'm not used to the controls yet. Although, that being said, if I do it like this, you can't tell that I'm so bad. Oh no, I retract my statement, you still can. It's not even bad. The controls, like, when you get used to them, I'm sure they're good. But it's very sensitive, like, you move the stick a tiny bit and it goes all the way off the road. So you've got to tap it. I'm good at doing the turns though. Flawless driving, 10 out of 10 will drive again.
I'm going in alone. You two stay here. I can't concentrate on profiling with other people around me.
Now hold on a minute. We're investigating this case together.
Listen, I can't risk the crime scene being compromised by you two.
What are you saying? You're not the only professional law enforcement officer here, H.R. Morgan. We know how to secure a crime scene.
I'm sorry. That was rude of me. But this is how I operate. Furthermore,
Yes? Furthermore what?
to me, the outsider FBI agent, every citizen of this town is a suspect. You two could be in on this whole thing for all I know. I have to keep suspects out of the crime scene.
How can you say such a thing? Is he making fun of us? We should have left him behind and come here by ourselves.
You're right. I've never been so insulted.
Sorry, but I'm just doing my job. Did you hear that, Zach? If they're pros, then we should let every first-person shooter gamer out there join the SWAT team.
So sassy.
Zach, they're here.
I fit that profile. No. Oh, what are the controls? Casey, I don't know if you can, but your volume is a little low. I'm having trouble hearing. Tell me if that's better. I've turned down the gain, and I'm slightly closer to the mic. My mic is constantly on full blast at this point. Just let me know how it is. York is such a dick, but he's lovable. I like him. Is she okay?
Yes, yes.
Thank you for letting me know about the volume. Faded, that sounds oddly familiar. Resident Evil? They always protect their heads with their hands, thinking like it's gonna make a difference. And those people shoot zombies in the head. Yeah. Oh, but Faded, they aren't zombies, they're shadows. I don't like that sound. That means one thing. Come here.
Just as I thought, Zach. This is where Anna was killed.
Not unless you're made of titanium. Or adamantium. Also, what I might start doing, when there are cutscenes on, I might just take my face cam off so that the whole screen is visible. They're basically zombies, yeah. And their mannerisms.
Too much noise. You're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
Oh, it's raining outside. I love the sounds. You got some machine gun. What's that sound? Is it because body?
Zach, it's almost like an altar. Was the murder some kind of ritual?
Cool help. I'm fine with you leaving your cam on during cutscenes, if it would be annoying to take it on and off constantly. The biggest mystery is, how do we have an infinite supply of lollipops? Wait, did I just jinx it? No. That's enough. I'll change your clothes. Or shave. And yes, you can make him shave.
Where are you hiding?
I'm gonna not do that until we have more of the puzzle. Where are you hiding? Maybe someone had here won a lifetime supply of lollipops and all of them constantly are conveniently in that one spot. Faded, that just raises more questions. Why do you keep smoked salmon in a locker? That's gonna go off. Don't eat it. I'm sorry, what? Did you see how he was just waiting? The atmosphere is really good in this game, has that classic feel. Yeah, it does. Super good. Also, before anyone jumps to any conclusions, this game has really strange auto whatever. I saw you. He's trying to get my reward. My medal.
Great.
Are they infinite? Oh shit. How do I eat? Thank you. Wait, that's not even doing anything. Why does that not heal me? York is doing a lot of dick shots on those zombies. That was crazy. Never seen what happens when they attack you. I think it only happened once earlier on. Wait, where am I? Where did I get in?
Yes, bullseye. Nice shot.
Right, I'm going this way. Oh no. What even was that? There's one behind me. How am I supposed to be? Yeah, shit, the guy with the axe. Wait, but... Calm down.
Yes. Amazing.
Shit, stop.
Amazing.
textures.
Huh?
I wouldn't do that. He's like a Silent Hill character. Damage red hair. Oh my god. How convenient. The plot thickens. And so do the shadows?
Great.
Do you guys have any more predictions for the game at all? Out of curiosity. What was that room with the...
Nice shot.
What was that room with the hand? Here? You have no idea what that tree was. Here or there? Actually, yeah, and Thomas actually hasn't been in it this episode. Yeah. Why can I not go there? Need a hand? Because that's not creepy. Do it every 2. This is ominous.
Huh?
Is that our cue to leave? I'm hearing footsteps that aren't mine. This is my favourite Silent Hill since Origin. Trioxin. I knew that was done. In other words, I hate downpour and whatnot. Are you playing create mode or story? Why did that hit me? Oh, yeah, it collapsed under me. That looks off. Yeah, I see how it is. The gameplay isn't entertaining enough. You need some Minecraft to keep you afloat. I don't like options, honestly. Devival. I don't like this place, it's like a maze. Revival. Go viral. You should probably get that checked out. I've been listening to some of Dashi's songs. Milk, cookie, soda, chips. No game. No games. Oh, damn. Milk, cookie, soda, I kind of want this part over. It feels like playing Outlast again. Oh no. I feel like the red hair and fingernail might happen when you ingest the red seeds, but the murder victim didn't have red hair. Interesting theory. Also, I'm really liking hearing your theories as we progress. It's cool. A door locking behind you is always a good sign. Oh yeah. When it doesn't, that means that you've got to turn all the way back, lock it, whatever. Self-locking door is where the future's at. Clearly not being chased. Well, there goes my theory. Do I? I see you. Ah! This reminds me of Siren Blood Curse. Where you can see from their perspective, it looks awesome. No shit, you can't leave now. Yeah, that's right, you look in them lockers. Faded. You think the raincoat killer is Thomas because of the run? Which one is it? Oh. I don't know the buttons. In all fairness, I didn't know what button it was. I'm pressing up here, but it's this one. Trioxin. You're doing... I don't know, I just got the buttons mixed up. I don't usually play the Switch. I'm thankful you're playing so I can just enjoy the ride. Faded, that sounds oddly familiar to a certain game called Outlast, in which you went away from it saying, at least I can say I've now completed Outlast. Sneaky sneak. So ZR is that. Promise you won't say that this time. You can say it, just no one's gonna believe it. Faded. So you think he knew? Finish this game with Casey. Yeah, Faded.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Is there a chase? Do I have to control them or just press buttons? Oh. Push. Why don't you just walk around it? You can literally walk right around it. You're not that thick. Come on. Again? This is more tense than it should be. Ruby, you alright? Oh no 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 no. Is that death? Run, 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 run. Why are you falling over your own bitch? Nah. Hurry. He fell over his own shit though. Literally fell over his own shoe. Tie your laces before being chased. He has an axe. Fucking axe your laces off so you can never tie them again. This is tiring. Just end me? My palm hurts. My palms are sweaty and my knees are weak. And my arms are pretty heavy. Why does he keep falling over? Seriously? He's falling over himself. He is the character, man, and I thought you were cool, York. Don't screw me over for it. Oh. Feels like being in Outlast again. Okay, so the fall is scripted. Just saying, so it's not just me messing up. You made spaghetti. Is it of the mom variety? If it is, then we're good to go. Yeah, and then you just gotta vomit it up and then on your sweater. But do it already. My arm aches after that. That was more intense than I was thinking. That was slightly embarrassing. I'm twirling towards freedom. Also on a separate note, I like I pressed Y as if it was the Xbox controller. I'm an idiot. I need like Siri's voice reading out the button prompts and then just staring at the control so I don't mess up. It is of the mum variety. Okay, that's the best type. Did you lose yourself in the moment? I did. I lost my life. I don't actually have any spaghetti. Oh no, I know. My palms aren't that sweaty, they're actually pretty dry. My knees are fairly weak. Again! I swear! Why? When it says Y, it means X or square. Square. Okay, I got it this time. Third time's a charm. Come on. Why? Come on. We did it.
Come here.
That's all the information we need, Zach. Let's go back and show them what we found.
But it's the, like, ZR, I don't know what Z stands for. If that makes sense. Like, I know right bumper, and then trigger, bumper and trigger, but what Z? I don't know. It's my fault for loving
Have
Windows.
you seen any of these things before?
No.
No, not that I know of. But that raincoat is a little odd.
Odd. In a town where it rains so much?
Well, the people here rarely go out in the rain. I moved here during high school and I never really understood why. Can you shed some light on this, George?
Oh, well, there's an old story, folklore. It's a fairy tale to me. Something about a killer in a raincoat who appears on rainy nights. A vicious killer in a bright red raincoat. You know, just a foolish piece of superstition. A rubbish story someone made up. Not many people still believe it, but I guess it's a traditional place. Most of the shops still close up when it rains. School's out too. And since there's no reason to go out, not many people ever wear raincoats.
And now the raincoat killer has leapt out from his picture book. Oh, by the way, would you two kindly show me your backs?
Our backs? Is this related to the case?
The person
No
with
shit, he
the
doesn't have a
upside down
back
peace
fetish.
mark in that photo we found. He's our killer.
And what makes you so sure about that?
Zach and I saw him kill Anna in the lumber mill. He killed her. Right in there. Oh, one thing. Please don't ask me about Zach. That's a private matter.
Anyway, by showing me your backs, we can clear up most of my concerns about you. Isn't that for the best? You do want to remove yourselves from the suspect list. It will make things a lot easier.
This is insane. Your methods are rude, insulting, and out of the question. And Emily is a female officer. Forcing her to show you her back is harassment. I don't care if you are FBI or not. You are out of line.
George, it's okay. Let's just show him and get it over with.
Emily, are you crazy?
Look, we flash our backs and he'll start trusting us a little more. Right? Agent York?
So you do. This scene is also
Are you
needlessly
satisfied now?
sexualized.
Yes. My apologies.
Now you, George.
Yeah, okay. Can't refuse it now, can I? But don't expect to get your way all the time, Agent Morgan.
Huh?
George.
What are these scars?
Just like your Mr. Zack. Something private. I don't have to tell you about it.
What?
Of course. Just like Zack. We can understand that, right, Zack?
Anyway, this will make things a lot easier from now on. I'm glad to say you're both pretty much off the hook. Thank you for your cooperation.
If anyone is suspicious around here, it's him. He's the most suspicious.
No, I don't think so. But he certainly is the most irritating.
We've studied the crime scene. You know what we have to do next, Zack.
George, can we arrange to have the townfolk gather in one place? There are some things I want to address with the townfolk.
Very well. I'll arrange to have as many as possible gather in the community center tomorrow.
Thank you, George.
Trioxin, I'd say I'm disappointed, but I don't expect any better from you. Don't agree, York is kind of suspicious. York is strange. I wouldn't say suspicious, I like him. I like him, but I'm biased, he reminds me of Dale Cooper. And everyone loves Dale Cooper. So says Mrs. Stewart. Like, what if he's pretending to be to investigate? Oh, wow. Trioxin. No character spoilers.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thomas. Agent Morgan, it's past 2100. Let's meet up again at the community center tomorrow. I haven't been sleeping much since this all started, to be honest. I'm exhausted.
I was just about to suggest the same thing.
I'll make arrangements for people to gather between 1500 and 1700. I'll try and get as many people as I can to come, so don't be late, okay? Don't be late.
I'll be there.
The community center's on the south side. I've marked it on your map.
Thanks, Thomas.
Well then, see you tomorrow.
What's that? Do I need to go home? It's probably on the way. I'm waiting for Tom Nook to walk in screen.
One jewel in the rough springs to mind. Deadly Spawn. Do you remember that one, Zach?
back in '83, directed by Douglas McKenna. Right, it was filmed pretty cheap, but still it was pretty good. The monster design with the mouth crammed full of teeth, I loved it. So many delicious B-movie cliches. Did you know that they made a sequel? But I never got to see the sequel. The rental store didn't have it for some reason. They said the staff for the sequel was totally different from the original. Wonder how the sequel turned out. You know, the monster in that one responded to sound. Wait, Zach. Sounds a lot like the movie Tremors. I think that one was back in '89, directed by Ron Underwood. Now that was a great role for Kevin Bacon. Masterpiece.
Zach, that one had sequels like crazy. Maybe there was a fourth one. I've only seen the first one.
What's that? Shit. David, my driving in this is flawless. But hello. Yeah, I'll eat alone. I'm okay, just chilling. I actually find this game quite relaxing to play. How are you? Rip Blockbuster. I used to like Blockbuster. Let me get that code.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We need to be at the community center by 1500 today. Just think of talking in front of all those people. What do you think, Zach? It's going to get fun. Whisper. There's something very mesmerizing about it. I wonder what it's called. I'll take one with me and ask someone later.
I haven't finished Breaking Bad yet. I only started it. I got a few episodes in and then stopped because it's way long. It's something I need to watch at some point. I need to watch Disenchantment Season 2 as well.
Tremors. I think Fred Ward was in it. You say Fred Ward, and I say Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. That one was back in '85, I think. Directed by Guy Hamilton. Guess Hamilton was aiming to start a series like 007, but it had no sequels. A real shame. Do you remember the martial arts they used in that film? Called Sinanju? The ultimate in martial arts, using no weapons at all. Remo's master Chun ran across water, remember? And he loved soap operas. Man, that was a good character. He was played by Joel Grey, the best supporting actor in Cabaret. Of course, in Remo, he had so much makeup on you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch it at some point. Another show I'm intrigued about, but it sounds depressing as shit, is The Handmaid's Tale. It's meant to be very good. Am I running out of petrol? I'm running out of petrol. Please be close to a petrol station. Oh shit. It's one of these petrol. If I run out of fuel, I have to go back. I mean run. Yeah, it's on the switch. Yeah, you can do that. I don't know if I have one. Should be somewhere I can sleep here, surely. Back. Can I sleep at someone else's house? Or is that trespassing? Yeah, it's a port from the PS3, Xbox and PC. And there's a second one coming out on the Switch. Smash Bros. Ultimate is good. I haven't played it in a while because I always get angry at it. Please make it in the gate.
Zach, Emily arranged for people to come between 1500 and 1700.
We can't do anything here right now. Let's come back at the right time.
Hmm? Can I take another one? That's a no. How do I use the phone? They haven't got it yet. I think the Emmy edition was only released in America, which means that the best that we can get is the collector's edition, which is still cool. And we've already ordered the collector's edition. there anywhere where I can actually sleep? Where did that bed go? How far away is that? Where am I? So keep going. Right, Juice, hello, and Ellie is the main protagonist.
Now, Joel Gray's daughter is, of course. That's her, Jennifer Grey. You knew that, right, Zach? Jennifer Grey. She's in one of my most favorite movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, directed by John Hughes. That one was so 80s. Zach, you're not the most cheerful guy I know, but you really do like those cheerful movies. We used to love those teenage movies back then, didn't we? Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That last one was in 1982, directed by Amy Heckerling. Now that was an impressive film. You've got Sean Penn in the lead, with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Phoebe Cates, not to mention Nicolas Cage and Forrest Whitaker in it too. And the original book and the script were written by Cameron Crowe.
There is one. Right. The deer in the back is freaking you out. Is that the bed on the map? I'm sure I've gone past it. Also, my driving is too good. Extreme sarcasm. What, you don't enjoy playing video games anymore? For a while I wasn't very much into playing video games. I just stopped. I had no interest in doing much of anything. But now it's better.
I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next, and finally I've made a decision. Always hard to narrow it down just to one movie, but I put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah?
And I'm sure you'll agree with me. 1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg himself. The grandfather of panic movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was was afraid that a hand
That
might come
Jaws.
floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah? It's Jaws. The underwater camera work, accompanied by that John Williams music. I'd never been that scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all.
Zach, we'll finish our chat later. Let's take a walk around here. Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We need to be at the community center by 1500 today. Just think of talking in front of all those people.
Juice,
What do you think,
I've
Zach?
been the same more times
It's
than I can
going to
count.
get fun.
It'll get better. I find that when I feel like that, when I'm on the game, it gets a bit better. Maybe you should put. He's so needy. I just let him have sleep and now he wants something else. Yeah, you need to start playing your game with the story. You'll get into it that way.
Zach, picking up from where we left off. Okay, Zach, I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next. And finally, I've made a decision.
It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie, but I've put a lot of thought into this. And I'm sure you'll
Chronicles of
agree with
Adam
me.
Smith.
1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg himself. The grandfather of panic movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah? It's Jaws. The underwater camera work, accompanied by that John Williams music. I've never been that scared by a movie before.
What's the Chronicles
Best
of,
thing about
of Adam Smith?
is that it isn't just another panic movie. A mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. Chief Brody putting
And
the
yeah,
citizens'
Borderlands
lives
is certainly
above
up
all
on the
else.
list where I want.
The film gave a lot of time to the dispute and friction between them. Certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit. One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater. I guess I was still just a child back then. But still, I wanted to taste that terror in real time.
That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one?
Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg. The second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who later made Forrest Gump. That's also a masterpiece, of course, but we'll discuss that another time. So, the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes 30 years into the future. He passes by a movie theater and is attacked by a holographic shark. Marty is shocked, of course, but looking closer, he sees the words, Jaws Part 19. The director is credited as Steven Spielberg Jr. In reality, there were actually only 4 Jaws movies. It was still a great joke. 30 years from 1985 would be 2015. We'll be there pretty soon.
I wonder what life would be like by
Juice,
then,
if you
Zach.
get it, we can all play the Borderlands 3 game together. Although I think that you can only get it on the PlayStation because of who you play on. I'm still torn on what console to get it in. Part of me wants it on the PlayStation though, because I've always played Borderlands on the PlayStation. I don't know. but most of the people I want to play the game with, aka the traitorous Faded, have it on Xbox. Also, wow, I still need to wait hours. Hmm? I don't like that you have to smoke for past time. Okay. Oh, Juice, there's a game that we need to play. We need to continue Dying Light. It seemed like you were having fun on that. And yeah, for Nicole to play there, we'd need a second PS4, I think, because it's online only. And we don't have two PS4s. Or a second Xbox. Faded, I love you. Although I feel terrible. I don't know, I feel like I want to buy it on the Xbox because then I can play it with you guys. But I don't know. I have the PS4 Pro, but I only have the old version of the Xbox One. So the performance on... Oh, so then if you do it split screen, can you still play online? So then Nicole and I would be playing on one screen, but online with you. That would be cool if it was the case. Yeah, we need to continue, we need to continue, what's it called? Dead Island as well. Faded, I don't like the loot system in Borderlands. But Borderlands is so fun. Okay, that's awesome. Faded, in which case then yes, all four of us could play. Oh, I have flies around me.
I've been on stage like this since elementary school. I'm not some tree in the wind this time either. And that was a tough row. That was a piece of scenery. Bright red tree.
Thank you all for coming today. Getting right down to business. Agent Morgan from the Federal Bureau of Investigations wishes
I haven't
to speak
changed
with
or washed this suit.
Good afternoon. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Some of you are already aware by now of the tragic murder of Anna Graham. Truly a heinous, terrible crime. I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl, and to bring the one responsible to justice. Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again. I asked to have you gathered here so I can share some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal incidents. Firstly, please, stay away from any dark, dangerous, isolated places. Those of you with children, especially of Anna's age, please, guide your children away from such places at all costs. Secondly, avoid going out when it is raining. Now, I've heard the folklore story of the raincoat killer. There is a chance that the murderer is mimicking the story. Women should also be especially careful. I would hate to see more victims. Who's the fashionable lady?
That's Carol, Thomas's sister. She owns a bar.
Thomas's sister. Excuse me. So, as I have said, avoid going outside when it is raining. Young women should be especially careful. Report anything or anyone suspicious immediately. The murderer will be caught and brought to justice. But you must all remain on guard until we do so. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
When paying for our sins, we must not frown. The loss of Anna was for that debt. When purple fog covers our town, we'll all wander in hell, I fret. So says Mr. Stewart.
Those flies.
Sure knows how to steal thunder.
Well then, Zach, let's ask some questions before all these guys leave.
Actually, I can ask George.
Agent
it
Morgan,
is.
here's your chance to get to know some of the townsfolk. Don't let it go to waste.
Can I change the suit during the... Thomas.
Agent York, your words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? I do, actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What? Now? Here?
Yes, please. This is vital for our investigation.
Okay, if it's gonna help you any.
Clayton, don't get excited, you don't see anything.
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
You ought to see that tattoo, Zach. A big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s. Quite a performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. The purple fog appears with rain, soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain. Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time. It is not yet mine. That is Mr. Stewart's town, not mine. But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart, may it be informative and fruitful, you will see. So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something. But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We could force you to talk, you know. Mr. Francis York Morgan, pay close attention to the signs.
George just hit
They
one
own
of the
and the
lines.
premonitions. Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, you smell. So says Mr. Stewart. Emily. I feel like we should change before speaking to everyone.
Agent York, are you finished asking questions yet? When you're done, let me know. We'll all get dinner.
Okay.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. You must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
He's right there.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Okay, it's a book.
Agent York, You make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But don't go too hard on her, okay?
Pause. Okay.
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, not a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happened in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
He literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit.
One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
He's super fly
I'm
for
U.S.
a
Special
white
Agent
guy.
Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia, Nick's wife.
Anna
So
worked at
says
your
that one
husband's
offspring
diner,
song.
right? What kind of girl was she?
Well, she was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway, Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. And came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
You're sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
Is that snake skin?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the gunsmith. Was there something you want to ask me?
Faded.
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this?
Not that you'll buy
I'd
us
be
or
worried
anything.
because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so.
Here's what I got. I've already got that. I ain't about to give him 2,000 for something I've got. Juice box. Nicholas is his real name. Guilty. Death penalty. I'll buy that just in case I run out of gas again.
You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Even today, a customer paid me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
Where do I change these clothes?
You're Isaac and Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I'm Lily.
I'm FBI Special Agent...
Agent York, right?
You are good.
The handsome special agent from the big city. The facial scar trademark. The way you introduce yourself. Everyone's talking about you.
Well, I can't say much about the scar. But the way I introduce myself, Zach and I consider it a kind of ritual of sorts. Everyone has their own rituals. It's like always leaving the house left foot first. It's one of those things.
You certainly are a funny one.
So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Well, Becky's been taking a couple of days off from work, but aside from that, I heard she was in shock after the murder. But...
You think there's something else?
Well, I took the boys along to see her today. She's always so kind to them, and they love seeing her too. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the three of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily. Perhaps we should give Becky a visit tomorrow, Zach.
What's this bellend doing?
Yeah! Hey there, FBI. I'm Keith Ingram.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
Okay, York. No problem, man.
So, Keith, I hear you run the Milk Barn convenience store.
That's right, man. Rock and roll!
Do you sell raincoats there by any chance?
Yeah, but nobody ever buys them, though. Anyone who wears one of them, I say, just ain't a rocker. But you know, that scar of yours, now that scar rocks.
This scar rocks? Now that's a new one. I'll drop by your store soon, and let's talk then.
Yeah, cool, man. Rock on, FBI!
Yeah, I don't like him. He's a dickhead. Suspect. My pot is getting cold.
Jim, thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother agrees, which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to, in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean. I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
We need this annoying evidence thing. Right? Why can't you just charge them?
Hey, good looking.
Nice speech.
Take him to the police tab. Can do some jobs.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Gina. I'm married to Jack. He runs the gas station. Call me the Rose.
You look pretty revealing.
Oh, this old thing. Oh, you should see some of my other clothes. You? Oh, now you are cool. That scar really is a turn on. You should come to my station. I'll give you a little extra service.
That would be great. I can't believe how expensive gasoline is nowadays. Some extra service would be great. Now, about my current case. Do you have any information on Anna? Have you seen anything suspicious?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to my hubby about the difficult stuff, okay?
This is getting us nowhere, Zach.
When she's trying to get the done, he's just like, okay, extra petrol would be.
I ain't got nothing to tell the cops.
What about the FBI?
Yeah, she wants to give him a bath to get rid of the
Shut
flies.
up.
At least give me your name.
I'm Jack. They call me Raging Bull.
That's a manly nickname.
If you want info, it'll cost you. I only talk to Ben Franklin.
You know, first impressions are
He's a
important.
tit.
I can detain you for a few days, and maybe you'll become more fun to meet.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Did you just spit at me? Bitch.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, no, nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go
Good
on
faded.
for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost
Lefty's
forgot,
Choices.
Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready. Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach. Amazing.
My pot is getting cold. AKA the log lady. Sorry, pot lady.
Oh my pot is getting cold. Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the Darts Bar, Swery 65.
That homage to the game creator.
How'd you like the town?
Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. Murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well, I went all through school with her right here in town. I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand. I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
Juice box, a V-neck and cowboy hat. Dead giveaway.
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. I don't want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself, Quint.
How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town.
Listen,
I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. And that was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
York is a sneaky sneak. Faded, you'll love this guy.
Good evening, Agent.
Good evening, Mr.
Brian, the gravekeeper. Brian.
Mr. Brian. I like the retro look. Auditioning for Little Grave on the Prairie?
Anna. Oh, she was so beautiful. Too soon. Too soon to go to the grave. So sad. So sad.
I totally agree. That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna, her smile, so warm. Anna, blonde hair, so bright.
There's a graveyard somewhere in town, Zach. I'm not excited about the idea, but maybe we should at least check it out.
Faded, look how he's standing. Should be there. Faded, is he now a suspect as well? Thank you. You're very picky on how people walk, innit? Yeah?
airhead.
What do you mean? Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead? Or are you saying that she was an airhead for being killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face, always having fun. Everyone looked at her and knew she was a cute, adorable, loving airhead. But they would be smiling right along with her. I wouldn't be surprised if the angels smiled with her too.
Isaac and Isaiah said that Anna was a fairy of the forest, a goddess.
Brian has never
Agent Morgan,
sleepwalked.
I'd like to let everyone go home now. Let's go outside.
Alright, Juicebox, I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy your shower, my dude. And your food. Versace V-neck shirt.
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report too.
Okay, then let's call it a day here.
Sounds good.
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
All right then, let's do that.
Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner. Would you like to come with us?
The diner. That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think? We can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner, or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
Faded, thank you for not hiding your feelings anymore for Juicebox. I'm sure he's always got room for you.
I've been sheriff here for a long time now, and this is the worst murder I've ever seen.
Our town is a little odd in some ways, but it's usually a peaceful place.
We had our fair share of cases, but just the regular stuff. A high school kid shoplifting from the milk barn, maybe. Or some hot-headed kids fighting, fueled on liquor. Nothing more than that.
Agent York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month period. He sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life, to eat from or as a urine cup. He hated women. That was his way of dealing with it. He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum, then he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual. The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
For me, he was insane. 100%. Drinking from the skulls, well, that is one thing. But those he had used to relieve himself, he would then just use them to drink from, too. Yeah, that was too much for me. It's just not sanitary.
Not sanitary. That's probably not the problem for most of us.
What else?
That's where he draws the line when sanitary is a question.
An ingenious law school student raped over 800 victims. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear any more? That's a shame, isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
Sounds like you live in a totally different world. I mean, you're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are all full-fledged crimes. A crime is a crime. Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small. Crimes always have a criminal and a victim. No victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan. We work day and night to preserve peace and order in this town. You understand that, right?
Of course. But still, I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Me neither.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
never
notice the
even
flies. I
dreamt
was
that
used to them.
Such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables.
Excuse us, Agent Morgan. We should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
A Lamau. Where's my car? Not car, where's my house? Gorgeous. I like this music, it's sneaky. But yeah, when I finish with this section, I'll call it for a bit. I'll eat something, come back with either more of this or Zelda.
No, nothing. Just my imagination.
But yeah, it might be good to do Zelda and leave you guessing for this. We doing a shortcut in this bitch? Yeah, I'm thinking Zelda. I kind of like switching it up. Wait, I've still got flies around the car. That poor car.
No, nothing. Just my imagination.
No, it's not just your imagination. There's flies everywhere. I'll change as well.
Okay then, Zach. Let's go back over our progress. First, the victim, Anna's death. She was found hanging from a tree in the forest. She was cut open with a knife from her chest down to her stomach. That was the direct cause of death. The strangulation marks and skull fracture were caused after death. Her tongue was also bit off, and I found something inside her mouth. Do you remember what that was, Zach?
A lollipop.
That's right. We found the same red seed in her mouth. According to Emily, it was raining when Anna was killed, but traces of tears were still evident on her face. Which means the perpetrator killed Anna under a roof in the lumber mill, and then carried her body into the woods after it stopped raining. We found numerous important pieces of evidence at the site of the crime. A total of 4 things. Meat prints in the grass, a wood chip with metal dust, a photo of a man with a tattoo on his back, and one other thing. Do you remember what that was, Zach? That's right, a broken stiletto heel. Aligning this with the other evidence suggests that 2 people came into contact with Anna's body prior to it being discovered by us. Those being the perpetrator who killed Anna and Miss Stiletto Heel. There is also the possibility that a third party carried Anna to the woods. That means we could be dealing with 3 people. 2 or 3 people. In any case, Miss Stiletto Heel may have vital information. We need to find her next. We didn't use forensic methods, but we're still closing in on the criminal.
The betrayal.
Have I
Wait, are we
forgotten
Zach? What is that?
Ah, of course. The marks on her hand tell us that Anna was gripping something when she died. Do you remember that, Zach? What do you think she was holding on to? That's right. A round object. The marks on her hand suggest a peace mark. The man in the photo found in the woods had a tattoo of an upside-down peace mark on his back. These 2 could well be related. But we don't know for sure.
Yeah,
Next,
Faded, he's got you bitching about Thomas
A few are
constantly.
worthy of special attention.
Juice bitching about the
Carol
Versace
McLean,
guy.
the singer and bar owner. She's Thomas's sister. Then there's Nick Cormack, the owner of the diner. Both of them seem to be hiding something. There's Diane, the owner of the art gallery, who's out of town. Then we have problematic, old, rich, and eccentric Harry. Both will be tough to crack. Well, we just have to go one by one.
All the shenanigans.
I've been thinking, one of the biggest rewards here is the fantastic food. Enjoying food is cultural, and yet it's also a bit uncivilized. It's interesting how good food motivates me to work harder during investigations. Oh,
and on Emily's back. It was strange to me. Hey, don't take that the wrong way, Zach. I wasn't getting all excited or anything. But it did make me feel strange. Nostalgic and sad almost.
It's starting to rain. I think this case may take a while.
But yeah, what I'll do, I'll change the suit and then save and then call it to eat. We've been playing for 4 hours.
Are you thirsty?
You must be very thirsty.
You only take milk with your coffee?
Coffee with milk, that's all.
Who are you?
My name is Becky.
What are you doing here?
My name is Becky.
Anna's friend?
My name is Becky.
After your throat is quenched, you must do what you must do.
Take a sip of coffee and go.
He's getting stubbly.
Huh?
Cheeky bit of a beard. He looks alright with the beard. Ooh. Milk cookie soda chip. Cookies, lollipop, pickles. Turkey sandwich. Cool help. That's bright. Hey, see you. Welcome to the stream, and good morning.
That's me. That's me when it happened.
Zach, this case looks like it's directly related to us. I do not know how yet, but I do know I need some coffee. George said he'd have someone pick us up in the parking lot. Let's get some breakfast with Polly first.
Gotta change that suit. I'm gonna save here and then call it for an hour or so. Probably not even an hour. I always say an hour and I'm back on like half an hour later. But yeah, I'll stop for a food break and then be back with Zelda. Hopefully I'll see you then. And don't forget, if you enjoyed the stream, to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye.